I had just graduated from Syracuse University, and they were having a big celebration at Onondoga because I think I was the first graduate from Onondoga. My uncle said to me, so, sitting on the Council of Chiefs at that time, and he said, well, let's go fishing. And I said, that's a good idea. Yeah, because I knew he's a good fisherman. He knew where everything was. And so we went fishing. And he took me out on this lake, and we're going to fish for bass. So I was very happy to be sitting there in the boat. And they had the motor, small motor, 15 horse. And we went out and anchored by a bluff. And a lot of bass there, run right straight down. And so we got our lines out and we were sitting there. And he said, well, you just graduated from the university. Yeah, I said, I did. That's good. He said, you know, it's been a long time since we had anybody do that. Yeah. What'd you learn? Oh, I said, I took painting. I learned a lot about painting. That's good instruction, helped me out. That's good, he said. What else you learn? I said, I learned about people. I'm pretty much brought up at Onondoga. And I said, different kinds of people. They think different. Yeah, he says, that's very true. He said, what else? I said, well, we had a good coach. Coach Simmons, good lacrosse coach. Nice man. Yeah, he says, I know Coach Simmons, a good man. Very nice man, he said. Well then, he said, he was sitting there. Then you must know who you are, he said. And I said, yeah, I think so. So we're just quiet for a while, and he says, can you tell me who you are? And I began to understand that I was sitting on one end of the boat, and he was on the other end of the boat by the motor, and I was kind of captured there. I said, well, I said, I'm Joey Quisson. Mm-hmm. He said, it's an old name, he said. It's an old name. Yeah, I said, I have that name. And I went on through my name, Oren Lyons, my mother's name, my father's name, and their clans. My father was an eel, my mother was a wolf, and we go by the mother's side, so wolf clan, yeah. And then he would say, and that's it, huh? That's it. That's who you are. And I realized, that I was being really cornered here, and he was pressing me. And I went on to everything that I could possibly think of, and every time I would finish, he would say, that's it, huh? And I said, well, that's all I know. All right. Need help? I said, yeah. Yeah, apparently I need help. All right, he said, let me help you, he said. And on the bluff, just as I could say right where we're sitting here, and I could point to that tree up there. And that's what he did. There was a young pine growing off the bluff, gripped right into the rock, He said, you see that young tree? I said, yeah. He said, well, that's who you are. You're the same as that tree. He says, you see how it's holding on to the earth? Yeah. He says, that's how you are. He said, we're dependent. we're rooted on the earth. He said, we're part of the earth. We're the same as that tree. He said, you're the same. You're the same as that tree. You need water, you need light. You're dependent. He said, without the earth, you wouldn't be here. He said, that's why we say, our mother. He says, because it's your mother. He said, you're dependent, total dependent. I said, I see that, I understand that. And he said, oh, he said, watch your line, you got a bite. And we caught a lot of fish that day. He didn't ask me any other question. But when we got home, I thought about this. I said, you know, he planned that whole thing from when he said, let's go fishing. Because he could see that I was arrogant in my position of who I was, and feeling pretty good about myself, and feeling pretty, I guess, I don't know, feisty, whatever all you want to say. And he could see I needed some instruction. And he must have planned that whole thing. You know, as time went on, the more I would think about it, the more I realized that he was concerned I was going to be going off in the wrong direction. I really needed help. So after 4 years of university, I learned more on that boat. A couple hours. So, and instructed by a man who never went beyond 5th grade, who knew a lot more than I did. And so it gave me a base of reflection. He gave me a lot that day.